Hi all, welcome to today's video where I'm going to be teaching you how to create realistic book mockups. Just like the ones that you see on the screen, I made all of these mockups by myself with all of the books that I have personally written and created. And as you can see, these are all personalized books. These are all personalized book mockups. I didn't want to use the mockups that I saw on free mockup sites. I wanted to create my very own so that it looked a bit more tailored to the brand that I had, which was more to do with like African culture and African history. So this is what I'm going to be teaching you today: how to create your very own book mockups, such as the ones that you can see here, where a child and her mother, the child is holding the book. You understand? I'm going to teach you how to create all of these mockups. All of these mockups, I have made them myself. Okay, and that's what I'm going to be teaching you in today's video. So I just want to go through the process that I'm going to take with you step by step, and then I'm also going to demonstrate to you how to actually do it. Okay, but I want to just lay down the theory for you first before I then teach you how to do it yourself, because that's very, very important. All right, so in this video, how it's going to go is, first and foremost, I'm going to teach you how to find or how to create your base mock-up photo. So I will teach you how to find your base mock-up photo, and when I explain it to you, you'll actually understand what a base mock-up photo is. But this is the foundational photo of your actual mock-up, okay? And it'll make more sense as I go on throughout this video. That's the first step. The second step is we're going to be using a free software called Photopea, which is very, very similar to Photoshop, but it's not the same, but it's very similar. So if you can't afford Photoshop, like I can't afford Photoshop at the moment because I feel like it's quite expensive, there is a free version that I use all the time called Photopea. So we're going to be using that today as well. That's the second step. And then the third step is we're going to create the actual book mockup together on Photopea and also with our base mockup photo. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you step by step from finding or creating your base mockup photo to using Photopea, and then we're going to create this book mockup together. So I'm probably going to use one of the books that I have created, and the reason being is because I know the exact size of the book. But if I get another book out there, I might not know the exact size of it. Okay, so just for simplicity, I'm going to be using one of my books. Now, when you are doing this yourself, I will explain everything to you as to what you should be mindful of when you are creating your base mock-up photo, because it's all going to be based on your book size and your whether your book is a paperback, whether your book is a hardback, and so forth. All right, so now let's move on to the actual practical side of stuff, and let me teach you step by step how to do
Hi
this.
everyone, so I'm gonna now be teaching you how to create your very own book mockup. Alright, so I'm gonna show you two ways for you to actually create your base mockup photo. So the first way you can find your base mockup photo is by just going on Google, like I'm on Google right now, and just typing on the Google free PSD book mockup. So because we're going to be using Photopea, Photopea uses PSD, which is a specific file reserved for Photoshop or Photopea. Okay, so just type free PSD book mockup, click on enter on your keypad, and then you'll come across many different websites offering free PSD book mockups, and these can act as your base images. All right, so as you can see, we have mockup design, we have good mockups, we have free pick. I'm gonna click on the first option that came up. Because of SEO, it has come up. It must be a good option. So if I just scroll down, I'm gonna see a lot of book mockups here. So if I like any of these, I can also use them as my base mockup photo. All right, which is basically where I'm going to place my actual book front cover and even back cover onto. All right. So if I like any of these in particular, I can actually select them. Okay. So I don't really see any that I particularly like because I find that they're quite plain. All right. So I'm going to go back to Google and I'm going to look at the second option, which is good mockups. So 200 plus free book mockups. Somebody on do not consent because I don't know what I'm consenting to. But if I go down, all right, you're going to see other ones here as well. So once again, I don't really like this one too much. Yeah, so let me click on this one. Let me just see what this one looks like. Because this gives you like every single view of the mockup. So you have this option. Okay, this is actually okay, I would say, because it gives you um all the kind of perspectives of the book. So as you can see, there's some information here. Um, yeah, so it's 6 Photoshop PSD files. So I click on download mockup set, book mockup set. Next, there's a lot of ads on this page. Okay, so as you can see, it's downloading the source file for me. So let's see if it does download. All right, so I haven't actually used this site before. This is just one that I'm seeing right now. So let's just wait and see if it continues. Let's click on continue. Okay, so as you can see, it went from good mockups to mockupdesign.com. So I'm going to actually come out of this page because I haven't used this page before. All right, so just ignore this one for now because when I clicked on it, it actually took me to another website. So I don't know what happened there. All right, so let's look on the third one, which is Free Pick. Free Pick, I have personally used myself. It is a really, really good option as well. So as you can see, there are a lot of book mockups here. There's even one here, which is really good. Now, something to also bear in mind is make sure that your base book mockup photo is the same size as your actual book. Okay. That's literally very, very, very fundamental, very important. All right. And I also don't want you to worry if you cannot find what you're looking for on these websites, okay? Because I'm also going to give you another alternative of for you to actually create um your own mock-up altogether. This is quite nice. But once again, it also depends on the niche of your book. So let's say your book is like a self-help book. This might go really well with it because self-help sometimes associated with like obviously taking care of yourself. So you have a cup of tea here, you have flowers here, nature, all kind of symbolizes peace, tranquility. So if you have like a self-help book, this will be a really, really good mock-up photo. So I'm gonna download it anyway because I do like it. So it's downloaded for me. All right, so let's just download that. I really like that. All right, so with the free pay, one thing you have to know is that this is not PSD. This is actually just like a normal photo, which is actually okay. We can still put it in Photopea and create our own mock-up with it. So if you see anything that you like on here, you can also select. If you go to the top right here, you can also click on file type, and then you can obviously select. So if I want PSD like I do, to select that, and then these are all going to be PSD files. All right. So that's another hack right there. All right. So I really like the one that I saw, to be honest. Yeah. So if you have like a food kind of book, you can use this one. This is really, really good for like food. If you have a food niche, or this one as well. But I don't have any book in that niche, so I'm not going to download that one. All right, so look through here first as your first option. If there's any that you like, you can actually download it, use it as inspiration. It gives you a bit of ideas of what you might want to create, okay? But as I said, don't worry if you can't find any on these websites. The next option I want to show you is how to actually create the mock-up yourself. All right, so if you want to create the book mock-up yourself, or the base book mock-up photo, should I say yourself, you can. And I tend to use Artistically for that. I do have a video all on Artistically on my YouTube channel, so please feel free to check it out so you can learn more about this software. But this is basically a software which you can use to create um, various images. I use it for a lot of things. I used to create books. I used to create book covers. I used to create like literally all my graphics because I don't pay any subscription for it. It's like a one-time fee, and it's given me the ability to create unlimited images, unlimited photos, and stuff. So I use it to create my base book mockups when I am actually creating mine for the books that I have. So what I tend to do when you go on Artistically for the very first time, this is how it looks. This is how it looks like. Just click on Create Design. Then you could create on click on Fast AI Image Designer, and then you have options at the top right here of depending on what you want to create. And I will create some more videos on Artistically because it's really really wonderful. There's a lot that I haven't touched upon in my videos. So I want to provide more value for the for you in terms of like this software because I do really feel it's incredible software. When you come on to Artistically, click on AI Image Designer V6, and then you can either click on Create from Prompt or V4 Image Designer. I tend to go for V4 Image Designer. I find it a little bit better, but it all depends really on your prompt. So this is where I'm gonna literally create um my base mock-up photo. So basically the first thing that I think about when I'm writing my prompt is number one, what is my book niche? And number two, what items do people associate with my book niche, or who what would somebody who is in my actual book niche have in their um in their house? Okay, that's what I think about as well because I can use those items as prompts in the actual base mockup image to make it more tailored to that audience of buyers who are potentially going to buy my book. And then I also think about, okay, how do I want my mock-up photo to look like? Like, do I want it to be just a front cover? Do I want to show the inside of the book? Do I want to show the back cover of the book? So that will help to determine the perspective. Okay, these are all the things that I kind of consider when I am creating my prompt. And then number four as well, I also consider the background. How do I want the background to be? Do I want it to be minimalist? Do I want it to be messy? Where do I actually want my book to be placed? Okay, so um, and then I also, number five, think about the size of my book. What is the size of my book? That's really important. Is it a one by one, like a kind of square book? Is it a like kind of like an A4 book? What is the size of my book? Because I can include all of that in there. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is obviously my book that or the book that I have is in the niche of African history. Okay, um, and I'm just thinking about like three items that would potentially be in somebody who is very, very passionate about African history. So I have the three images in my mind. I'm going to type it out in the prompt. So I'm just going to put here. So the book that I have, I'm going to put a A4 paperback book. Okay. Now my book is not actually A4 exactly. My book is actually a little bit smaller than that. But the reason why I use A4 is because that will help to maximize my book, like so that literally the whole cover will be visible. Sometimes I find that when I put the exact book size, sometimes the AI doesn't always get it accurately. But if I use A4, I definitely know that my book cover will fit in there. Okay. So just for you to know that. All right. So my book is I'm going to put A4 paperback book. And then another thing I have to also let you know is that when you want to create your base mock-up photo, it's very, very important that you add the words white with no text. A4 paper book. The reason being is because you are using this base mockup photo to create your own book mockup. And if there's any text on that book, if there's any design on that book, if there's any design or any text on that book, it's not gonna you're not gonna be able to create the your actual mockup because um it's it's just not gonna work. It's gonna like it's still gonna show in your final book mockup if it has that. So always make sure that you add white with no text A4 or A1 or A2 paperback book. If it's a paperback book, that's fine. If it's a hardback book, mention it's a hardback book. Okay, but always make sure you add this detail here for your actual mockup to come up correct. All right, so I'm gonna put. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put here a white with no text A4 paperback book. My book is around 74 pages. I'm gonna add it has 74 pages, and I'm gonna put it should be closed and only the front cover of the paperback book should be visible. I'm gonna put that it's gonna be on a children's table. So the paperback book, I'm gonna put here. I'm gonna add because it's AI. I want to give it as much reminders as possible. So the white with no text A4 paperback. Okay, paperback book. Is closed and is on top of a children's table. On the table is a kente cloth. So a kente cloth is an item that every African will be aware of. So that will help to make my base mockup photo a bit more specific to the niche. So let's say your book is in fashion, you might decide that you're gonna have like threads on the table, scissors on the table. These are like items that people who are in the niche would associate your book with. And it's more suited to the niche. Yeah, so I'm gonna put on the table is a kente cloth, a black African map toy. Okay, so or let me put item instead. And I'm also gonna put coloring pencils because when people see coloring pencils, they tend to associate that with children. Okay, so I'm gonna put on the table is a kente cloth, a black African map item, and coloring pencils, which surround the no text A4 paperback book. And then I'm also going to put the background is a minimalist African sitting room. Okay, so that's my prompt. All right. I just want to make sure that I've added the angle. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like that because I feel like it's clear. So I'm going to click on customize settings right here, and this will enable me to select the aspect ratio, so the size of it. And then it also enables me to select how many photos I want to actually create. I'm gonna select 3 for now, so I can compare and contrast. I can also select the style, so none. First, I'm gonna leave that as none for now. I'll let AI do that for me. I'm gonna select natural for lighting. Mood, I'm gonna keep it none. Color palette, I'm gonna keep it none. Art medium, I'm gonna keep it none. I'm gonna keep everything none. Okay, I'll let the AI do the work for me. And then if I wanted to enhance this prompt, I can just click on this and then click on generate prompt, and basically it will enhance the prompt I already have. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't use it. Sometimes I feel like less is more. Because when there's too much text, sometimes the AI does get confused. So I'm gonna click on generate image right here. And I'm just gonna wait for it to generate. So as you can see, these are some of the other designs that I've created and I've used. So as you can see with this design or with these examples, you can see there's an African map on the actual book. So that's not gonna work. All right. So I'm gonna delete 2 of them, and then I'm gonna have to improve the prompt just to make it clear that there should be nothing on the actual book itself. All right, so I'm gonna click on here, regenerate, and then I'm just gonna go up here, and I'm just gonna put here the A4 paperback book should not have any text or any design on it at all. Okay, and I'm gonna put here a black African toy. I'm gonna put toy instead because I think that one, the AI will understand that better. Okay, and then I'm gonna select quantity as 2. I'm gonna click on generate. Okay, I'm gonna click on lighting as natural again, and I'm actually gonna choose a perspective here. I'm gonna make it first person. Yeah, and I'm gonna click on generate image. So let's see what it creates for me now. What I will also do, so I'll delete this one so it doesn't use that as any kind of inspiration. I'm going to delete it. Okay. So when I scroll down, so as you can see, this looks a bit better, but it still doesn't look like 100% how I want it. So as you can see, this is the old one I generated. You can see it's a little bit more tailored to the niche. But as you can see, this one is like, there's this kind of figure, which I didn't actually put into the prompt itself. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use the prompt enhancer, and I'm going to remove this because it has first perspective that might be affecting the prompt. I'm going to enhance the prompt as well, prompt enhancer, and I'm going to generate 2 and see if it comes up with a better output for me. These are not bad, by the way, but it's just not following the prompt fully that I'm giving it. So this is what I tend to do on a day-to-day basis when I'm creating my so as you can see, it's not following. So I'm gonna remove the design. This is not what I asked for. All right, so let me regenerate it again. Yes, this is AI for you. Okay, it's not perfect, and you just have to be mindful of the prompt. What I tend to do as well, I do go to Chat GPT, and I use that to help me to refine my prompt. Let me go on Chat GPT right now, just to show you what I might do if the prompt is just not coming out how I want it. I just click on this and I just put here refine this prompt, and I'm gonna add like this is for a book mockup. Yeah, and I'm gonna click on this one right here. So as you can see, AI is making it a bit better for me. Okay, and this really does help me. So I'm gonna copy and paste this now into Artistly. Okay, as you can see here, it's made it even better here. Yeah. So let me copy this prompt and let me click on generate image. Okay, so something that is done wrong that I just saw, that's not going to come out right. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put here African map. I'm going to put here Kente cloth, and I'm going to put an African map on the wall just so it doesn't get confused. Yeah, and then I'm going to generate it. Okay, let's generate that. All right, so as you can see, it didn't come out the best here either. Let's remove the design. All right, this one is a bit better. This one, it does look a bit better to me. The only thing I don't like about this one is that you can't really tell it's a book. It looks more like paper, but I do like how it came out. Okay, I'm gonna remove this design now. I'm gonna just ask the AI to refine this and more. So I'm gonna put here, remove this. Okay, so I'm gonna put here, it shouldn't be first person. Remove this. Oops. Remove small black African toy figure. Okay. So it's created one for me now. All right, cool. So let me just copy this. Hopefully it'll come out better now. So this is how I normally go about it. It's literally trial and error at times, because the image I have in my mind for this product mock-up, I make sure I refine it until I have exactly what I want. We're actually gonna choose now perspective. I'm gonna make the perspective a bird's eye view, and I'm gonna generate the image. All right, so let's see what it creates for us. All right, so as you can see, the only issue with this one is that this one's nice. The only issue with this one is that the size is wrong. But I do like the background, but the size is wrong. So I'm gonna put here the pages should show, the book should be closed. All right. Okay. All right. So sometimes more detail is needed. Let me just copy this. Let me copy the full prompt instead of the summarized one. And let me go back to Artistly. All right. So let's generate it. Okay, so it's very, very important when you're creating the base mockup photo that is exactly what you want. So as you can see, this one looks a little bit better for me. It looks much better. Can you see? So the more you work on your prompt, the better the outcome. Okay, so I'm actually happy with this one. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm really happy with this one. Okay. I really like this one. I really, really like this one. All right. So another one that we're gonna create is also gonna create one where somebody's actually holding the book. So I'm gonna click on AI design agents right here. I'm gonna go back to ChatGPT because it did help me. So I'm gonna put here, can you give me 2 more text image prompts for a book mockup, but a African girl with her African mother should both be smiling and holding up a white A4 paperback book with 74 pages, facing the camera. Both should have, no, let me put the African girl should have a voluminous afro, and the African mom should have box braids. Both should be wearing a kente dress. Okay, so this is the African side of it. Okay, so let's paste that. All right, so when you're creating a prompt or you're asking AI to create a prompt for you, ChatGPT in this case, try and provide a clear description of what exactly you want, and obviously it's going to create something beautiful for you. So always make sure that you ask it for a mock-up prompt, a book mock-up prompt. Okay. Or just be very, very clear of what you actually want to see in the actual photo. Okay, so I'm going to paste this prompt right here. And as you can see from my trial and error experience, the longer the prompt at times works a bit better. Clicking on generate image now. So as you can see, Artistly works very, very fast, and none of this is costing me any kind of money. All right, so as you can see, these look okay, but they don't look the best. So I'm gonna have to modify it a little bit. Don't worry too much about that. One thing I was not specific about is the age of the child or the age of the mom. So I think I have to provide more detail. And I also want them to be sitting down. I didn't mention that either. So let me just add a bit more detail for this. So it says stand, but I'm going to put here sitting side by side. And I'm going to put here, I'm going to put and her 6-year-old daughter. Okay, so I'm going to put here, the African daughter should hold the book, holding the closed book together. All right, that's okay for me. So I'm going to click on to quantity. I'm going to click on generate image, and it's going to create something nice for me. This is not bad, but I just feel like it doesn't reflect exactly what I had in mind. So I'm going to remove it. Okay, let's scroll down. All right, this one is okay. This one is okay, but I don't like the mum's hair in this case. So let me just create some more. Actually, let me just create some more. Let's generate again. Yeah, let's see what it creates. So I already have one already from, like, look at the hair. It's just not getting the afro right for some reason. Okay, this is nice. This one is nice. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have to change the hair. Yeah, I think when I mean change the hair, I mean I'm going to have to ask it to, I'm going to have to make it a little bit different. So I'm going to put here, I'm going to remove voluminous. I'm just going to put afro hairstyle. Yep, let's generate again. Let's see what it creates for us. Remove design, this one. Yep, this one is really nice. I like this one. This is nice, but this one doesn't really look like mother and child. This looks like two sisters. So let me just add a bit more detail. Or let me ask the prompt enhancer to give me a bit more detail. Let's create two as well. Let's generate. So when it comes to AI, everything is about the prompt. I do like this one, even though it's not really mother and child. It looks like two sisters. All right, so as you can see here, this one is very, very nice, but it doesn't look realistic. It does not look realistic. So there is actually an option here where you can select realistic. Yeah, here it is. Let's generate. Okay, this is really nice. I still like it though. I still really like it. This one is beautiful. The only issue with this one is that the paper is the wrong way around. So that's something you have to bear in mind. Make sure that it is portrait, holding up a portrait. Let me just make sure that's correctly spelled. Yeah. Okay, so let me just make sure that the style is how it should be. And let's just select generate image. Okay, this is really, really nice. I really like this one, but unfortunately the page is the wrong way around. This is really nice as well, but the book that I have is not this size, but it's really, really nice, this one as well. All right, so this one sizes are wrong. This doesn't look too realistic, unfortunately. But it is nice, but it doesn't look realistic enough for me. Remember, you're creating a book mockup that's going to go on your website, on your Etsy store, and so forth. So just make sure that is how you would like it or what you're happy with. So I do take a bit of time to create this, so I get exactly what I want. Let's click on regenerate here. Okay, let me just add at the bottom of this prompt that the book should be portrait view. Yeah. Okay, so then I can then select style again, click on generate, and then let's see what it creates for me. Okay, yeah, this one is nice. This one is really nice. This one is also very nice. I like this one as well. Let me save this one. As for this photo, as for this one right here, if I had more time in this video, I could have actually shown you how to use AI to just flip it around, keep the same people. You can actually use Hickfield AI for that. Just put this photo in and just say, I want the white book to be portrait, but keep both people the same. And it will basically do that for you. But for now, I like this one. This is really, really nice. Really nice. And this one is also really, really nice as well. So I can also download that one actually as well. So we have enough photos now as the base mockup. All right. So now the next step we're gonna go to is we're gonna go to Photopea now. The website for Photopea is photopea.com. Okay. So I just want you to know before we start this process of creating the book mockup, I will speeden up the previous part because we went through a lot of trial and error just for me to create my base mockup photo. I just want you to know before we move on to this step that just make sure that you refine your prompt as much as possible. Add all the details that you definitely want so that the process of making your base book mockup doesn't take as long as it did for me. But it is very essential that you have a base book mockup that you like and that you're happy with, because at the end of the day, that's going to be your foundation, and whatever you have on your base mockup photo, that is what's going to feature ultimately on your website or on your Shopify store or on your Etsy store. So it's very important that it's how you want it to be. Okay. So once you have created your base photo mockup, you then have to go on photopea.com. This, as I said, is free to use. So just click on start using Photopea right here. And then this is how it will look like. Just make sure that you read it and then you accept everything so that you can use the actual software. This is how it looks like. You don't have to create any kind of account. There is an option for you to create an account if you want to. Click on account here. We have free version and we have premium. Okay, but as you can see, even the premium is cheaper than going for Photoshop, and this literally acts exactly the same. All right, so I'm using the free version. Just click on new project right here. Then you have to select the size of your mockup. So depending on where you're gonna put your actual book mockup, that will determine the size. I tend to always use Instagram, but if you are using something like Etsy will have its own product dimensions, product size dimensions, product photo size dimensions, sorry. And Shopify might also have its own product size dimensions. But me personally, for where I put my books, I just use the Instagram size. You then give your book mockup a name. I'm going to click on book mockup, example one. I'm going to keep everything else the same. I'm going to click on create. All right, so this is how it will look like for you. Okay, I will give you a very short lesson about how to use Photopea, but I think what is important for you to know, to focus on, is what we're actually going to be using to actually create the book markup. That's all I think that would be most important for me to teach you. Maybe I can create another video later on to show you how to actually use the other features, but for now I just want to focus on this book markup that we have. So this is how it's going to look like for you. All right, so all you have to do now is just to upload. All I have to do now is just to upload the book markup. So I'm gonna get the photo. All right, so just gonna upload the photo now, but I just want to show you how to do that. So when you want to upload your photo, all you have to click on is File, Open and Place. Okay, so you click on Open and Place. I'm gonna select my photo. It's gonna be this one first. All right, so this is the photo now, as you can see. All right, so all you have to do, by the way, is on the sides, you just have to drag it and then you can literally resize your photo. One thing you should bear in mind is that for you to, for example, let's say you want to extend it more, just click on this icon right here, click on transform controls, and then these kind of boxes will come back. Okay, but if you don't want to see them anymore, just untick this. All right, so this is the base mockup photo. Okay, I'm happy with this. All right, so next thing you have to do is you have to click on this one right here. Just click on it and hold your mouse on there, and then you'll see the other options. We have rectangle select, we have ellipse select, we have lasso select, we have polygonal lasso select, and we have magnetic lasso select. This is the one I tend to use, but you can always use rectangle select, any of these if you want. But I recommend that when you have a photo that includes hands, okay, you always select the magnetic lasso select, because that gives you a bit more flexibility around the hands. And what we're basically going to do is we're going to have to basically create the we're basically going to create the should I say the layout for where you want your book cover to actually be. Okay, so we're going to have to trace around the book, around the hands, so that when we actually insert our book, it will come out as naturally as possible. Okay, and this will make sense as you just watch through what I'm doing. So as I said, you hold on to this, you click on magnetic lasso select, and you're currently on there now. You'll see this. Another thing that I do is I select the hand icon right here, hand tool, and then I just move the photo to a good space that I want it to be. And then what I do is I click on Control plus on my Windows laptop, and it might be different for Apple, but just to zoom in is normally, it'll probably be Command plus, but for Windows it's Control plus. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit like this. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit, yeah, like this. And then I'm going to select this once again because I need to see the book so that I can literally create the trace on the book, and then I can literally create the layout for where the book actually has to go. So what I'm going to do, you just click on the end of the book like this. When you click on it, this kind of box will appear, and you just click in. Make sure that you literally trace around the book step by step. Take your time with this step as well, please, because if you don't, you can make some errors. So as you can see, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. Just going to move this one. I'm going to do it again because I don't want any of it to go onto the teeth right here. Everything has to go onto the book. All right, just the book. You just have to trace the book. That's it. So just take your time, and the magnetic lasso select really helps you to get everything as it should be. But as you can see, the teeth, so this part, just be a bit more careful, yeah, so that doesn't go onto the teeth. So just be very, very mindful here. So just click on it, yeah. So just try your best and be very accurate here. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, all right, so when you get to the hands, just take your time here as well. Really take your time, because this will help you to create something very, very natural when to see somebody holding your book. Okay, so I would say this one, I'm starting with the more complicated one first, because I want you to see the power of this tool. So I'm just going to zoom out a bit as well. Yep, just so that I can see everything. I'm going to click on here. Okay, so just take your time, trace through everything. Just take your time, don't rush this step. I've rushed it so many times in the past, and it just makes my work longer. So just take your time, click click where you need to click, and just take your time so you can be as accurate as possible, because this will really help with the final outcome of how your book comes out. Okay, so as you can see, we're just going around the hands now, and the magnetic tool really helps actually, because it kind of identifies where the actual it just helps basically to identify. So as you can see, when you are finished, just click on where you started, and as you can see here, it's traced around the book, which is amazing. So you're not finished yet. All right, what you have to do now, you're gonna have a layer right here, and this is basically the base mock-up photo. You're gonna have to click on this. Just click on it with your mouse, and then click on basically what you can do. Click on it, and then just copy and paste it 3 times. Okay, so what I do on my keyboard is I click on Control J. It will just copy, and it'll copy it for me. I just do that 3 times. Okay. If you have an Apple, once again, Command J or like whatever copies, or you can just click on the right hand side and just click on duplicate layer. But I just click on it and I click on Control J. Okay, and I do that 3 times. Do not worry if what you trace disappears. It hasn't actually disappeared. All right, it's actually on these layers right here. If you can see, it's a bit faded though, but it's actually on these layers. So I'm just gonna click on duplicate layer as well. Okay, so just duplicate. Yeah, I'm gonna put this at the bottom actually. All right, so just click on this one, as you can see, and then you just click on Control J or Command J if you're like, just to copy and paste. Okay, Control J is for me because I'm using a Windows laptop. So you click on this layer and you click on Control J 3 times. And the reason why you copy it 3 times is just in case you make any mistakes. Okay, you have literally three chances to redeem yourself, basically. So what you have to do is you just have to click on the eye icon right here to hide the layer. So you're going to basically hide the first 2 layers. You're going to click on layer 1 right here. And then what you're going to do now is you're going to have to upload your actual book cover. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to have to find my book cover and just add it onto here. So let me just find it. All right, so as you can see, this is my book cover right here. So I'm just gonna basically reduce the size. So what you're gonna have to do when you put your book cover, so basically when you're bringing your book cover, you have to just click on File, Open Place, and it will come up for you. Make sure. Okay, I'm gonna move this layer. Yeah, can leave this layer here. It's fine. You just make sure that, okay. See, the boxes have gone. Just click on this icon here and click on Transform Controls. Yeah, just make sure that obviously all the layers, just one of the layers is on. Just remove that. Just turn that one off for now. And what you just have to resize your book so that literally if it matches the book that they're actually holding. So if you look at the book, it's a little bit slanted. So when you move your mouse at the bottom right here, you can rotate it a little bit so that it kind of matches the slant of the book, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that I'm happy with that. I'm gonna move this one here a bit now. Okay, so as you can see, the book picture is a little bit um bigger. Don't worry too much about it. We can correct that. Okay, so I'm happy with this at the moment. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna click on the tick right here. I'm gonna click on this layer right here. I'm gonna click on the right hand side of my mouse. Then you're gonna see these options come up. Just click on Clipping Mask here. Okay, but then make sure you move the layer up one. Put this on. Okay, so make sure that the layer that you put your book in, is above another layer that you also copied. Okay, it shouldn't be above the base mockup photo. So as you can see here, there's an option to like literally like resize your book. So that's what I tend to do here. I tend to resize it. But as you can see very clearly, the hands of this woman is above the book. So just a bit more realistic. The hands of this child is above the book as well. So it looks a bit more realistic, okay? So as you can see, um that's I'm happy with this. Obviously my name is not there because obviously the dress is covering it, so it's okay. It looks very realistic for me. Um I'm actually happy with that. I'm gonna click on this tick right here. All right. And I'm gonna remove the transform control. This is how it will look like, okay? But as you can see, there's still some white section here which I want to cover. Yes, I'm going to cover that right now. And then this one too. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a issue here. This is to do with the covering. And the only issue here is simply because of the teeth. So maybe what I would have done here, I probably would have generated a new picture so that the teeth does not interfere with the actual, because you know the teeth and the book, they are both white. So I don't think that the magnetic lasso tool really picked it up very clearly. But if you zoom out of this picture right now, you wouldn't be able to even tell. Maybe you can say that the book has just got a little bit of marks there. It looks like maybe they've read the book again and again. It's really used. You understand? But this is like a good example of a mock-up. It looks really real from like the onset. Now what you can do to also make it even that much better is you can make sure the clipping layer, which is this one, is selected. Click on this part here and click on multiply, and then you're going to see the actual lines of the book. Can you see the actual line of the book? So it's a bit more realistic that way. And then that's basically your first mock-up done. Okay. Now, what I would have done, as I said, I would have probably regenerated this image again. So that's how I'm telling you that the base mock-up photo is one of them, is a foundation. Literally, make sure that the photo that you create, whether it's somebody holding the book, whether it's the book on the table, is as good as it can be. Because as you can see, it seems like the teeth right here interfered with the actual mock-up. But you can see maybe if I made it so that there was a little bit, like, let's say the girl was sitting here instead, and the mom was holding a book, for example, or the girl was holding a book, for example, they probably would have been much better. Okay, so just bear that in mind. But it's a good mock-up nevertheless. So now I'm gonna create another one. I'm gonna click on new right here, click on Instagram size, click on create, and then basically what's gonna happen, a new tab is gonna form. The old one is still there, but a new tab will basically form. I'm going to click on open and place again. And then I'm just going to select this one right here. Okay, so let's try this one as well. Let's see how this one comes up for us. So let me just zoom out a little bit. All right, I'm happy with that now. Okay, so let us also use the magnetic lasso select tool here as well, and let's just do this one as well. The eye is a bit close, but it's okay. I'm going to do my best to just select the book. Yeah, so that's fine. This one is also okay because the hands are not too much on the book, but you still have to just be mindful it is still there. So yep, okay. So I'm actually speeding this up. So when you watch this video, this might actually be speeding up for you. All right, so that's fine. So as you can see, it's been copied. It's been done. Yeah, that was quite quick. So the more you do this, the quicker you'll become. Okay. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to click on this layer right here, which is the base photo. I'm going to click on Control J 3 times. I'm going to hide this layer. and I'm gonna click on this layer right here, and I'm gonna basically upload my book file again. So in fact, let me go to this, click on here. Let me just click on, let me see if I can actually copy this. Let me click on transform. Yeah, let me just click on Control C and see if I can just copy it into here. Let's see. Yep, allow. Yeah, okay, cool. So it copied, as you can see. Click on control, transform controls. As I did as the other one, I'm just gonna format the book so that it literally suits the dimension, like how they're actually holding the book, the angle, should I say, that they're actually holding the book. All right, so as you can see here, this one is a little bit misaligned in terms of size. So you have to take your time a little bit. So let's see. So this is how it looks like. All right. Okay. All right. So in this case, I think the book size is not the best, but it's okay. So with this one, once again, the base mock-up photo is not big enough, but or yeah, I'll say it's not long enough. Yeah. So I would have worked on that actually. But that's fine. Yeah. So when you're creating your actual book mockup, just make sure that the size is 100% accurate. I probably wouldn't go ahead with this one because it's the size is not right. But another thing that I could also do. Let me also try that. Hold on. Another thing that I could also do is I can literally create a rectangle. So this rectangle like this, and then you can literally make the book blue. So make it literally the same color as like this. Yeah. Then click on fill type. Let me see fill type. All right. So your color. Okay, there it is. So I would literally have to get the actual color of the book. So let me just move that one moment, just a moment, just move this one moment, and let me literally get the color of the book. So yeah, there it is. You just click on rectangle here, you go to rectangle, then you get the book cover, you click on this color, that's the same blue, click on OK. So if here, just click on OK. Just click on this one, complete bucket tool, layers editable, OK. And let's add swatch, just add it here. Alright, so I'm just gonna delete this one moment. I'm gonna do another rectangle, and just put that here. Okay, I'm gonna fill, and then I'm gonna color on this one. Yeah, so that's it. Alright, this is exceptional circumstances, by the way. The reason why I'm doing this is simply because the book cover is not the same size as the one that it's literally the same as alright, so let's go on this one quickly. Alright, so this is something that I probably just wouldn't use because the book size and the size of the mock-up is not the same, if that makes sense. So with this one, I would have just gone like this for now, just to show you how to do it, okay? But in ideal circumstances, because the book size and the size of the book that they are holding is not the same, I wouldn't have used it, okay? But I just want to show you how to do this anyway. Okay, so then you've then got this, and then you just click on darken. You can click on multiply. Okay, so just remove this for a moment. Hold on. Yep. So I'm gonna move this down to this layer. Turn this one off. Make it normal, and then multiply. Let me just take off the clipper mask quickly. Put clipper mask on again. Multiply. All right. So this is how this one would look like. Okay. As you can see, it is not the actual right size of the book that they are holding. So just always be mindful that the base mock-up photo should be as like the right size. Okay, so as you can see for the first one that we did, it was literally the right size, but this one wasn't really the right size. Do you understand? But this one looks really realistic. Look at the hands. Like you wouldn't be able to tell that this is even like we just did this. In the sense that you wouldn't be able to tell that we actually put the book in their hands. It looks really real, to be honest. Yeah, so that's how nice it can come out. Let's just move this layer here. Okay, so make sure it's always above a layer. Okay. Hi all. So I'm really sorry, but the video cut abruptly. I did record another section for the last mock-up, which was by itself and not in anybody's hand, but it cut off. So I'll create a part two video. I hope that this video is valuable nevertheless, and I kindly ask that you subscribe for more valuable videos like this that will teach you new skills and help you to progress forward. All right. See you in the next video.
Open up the screen and see the future bright. Akosua guide you through the digital neon light. Mastering the tools that make the money flow. Watch your passive income start to truly grow. Learn with Akosua and change your whole life. Second AI secrets are waiting here for you, here for you. Help them build another level legacy in everything you do. Automate the systems while you sleep at night, turning every challenge into a brand new height. Relevant skills are the keys to every door, giving you the freedom that you were looking for. Learn with Akosua and change your whole life. Taking AI secrets, waiting here for you, here for you. Help them building up a labor legacy in everything you do. From the coding basics to the smartest AI trends, the journey to your success never really ends. Swoop by to the vision and join the winning team.